I just don't know that we ever would have, we could sit here forever and hope that we had somehow we were able to turn Clearfield Station into a Farmington station. They have a benefit that they're right off of the freeway and the visibility is huge, and every developer that's come here has said you just don't have it. There's no way on earth that we could do that because you can't drive that traffic into Clearfield Station if you can't see it. And if you can't see it from the freeway, then you don't get off and travel down 193 to find it. But I certainly appreciate and can understand your point of view there.
Yeah, I appreciate the appreciation of that. We talk a lot about doing bold things, doing innovative things, and I guess I was hoping somebody would come and say, well, we're not going to do the typical cookie cutter development like everybody else does. I've come in with this great idea that nobody else in the state is doing or meets a business need that is not being met elsewhere. So it's really not competing with anything else because nobody else does it. And so I feel like, well, the bold and innovative, and I'm hoping you're right. I have a concern about this type of manufacturing where it's, because of what we have to do for infrastructure and such, it really commits us to rail-oriented development for forever because, so if this company decides or the business dries up in about 10 years and they walk away from it, what else are we going to be able to do with that land? So I'm really, I'm just thinking 20 years from now, am I going to, as a grumpy old man, drive through here and say, I'm really proud I was involved in that? Or say, Kyle, I hope nobody realizes I was on the council when we did that. And there's things in the city that I think, candidly, 20 or 30 years ago, people are embarrassed that they did. Mm-hmm. And so that's my struggle that I have over this whole thing. So maybe 20 years from now I won't know, won't even be able to remember I was on the city council.
That's what make you, it's possible.
Yeah.
No, I think honestly personally I think it's something we can be proud of. Because it looks pretty dang close to being we put it at like 98% now that we're going to land this developer here, or this company. That is a win that we can't even imagine. The ripple effects from it go throughout the county. But I'd love to have some of those things sometimes that every other city has, or not every other city, but some of our two neighboring cities have. But I grasped a long time ago that we are a manufacturing community. It's what our history, it's what our heritage is. I mean, we have a monstrous blue-collar workforce. And it's something we ought to be proud of. And if we can continue to bring in better and better companies that can increase that pay, they may not get that pay here at one company, but bringing in a company that can significantly enhance that and pays better is a good thing for our residents. It's a good thing for the county. It's a good thing for the state. And it happens here. It'll put us on the map. They'll have everybody from not just here, but outside of here and outside of the country having to come here. Mm-hmm. Not a bad thing. They wouldn't if it was a big box store. They may not show up at all.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't come from France to go to Walmart.
Yeah, that's it. Anyhow, my 2 bits as well. So, and it's, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. So.
I think the only comment I can make on this is one of the things I've heard, it's true, everybody would love some sort of spectacular development that you'd go and walk around and shop or whatever, but another thing that a lot of people that I've talked to have expressed desire is to have more opportunity, to have more employment near where they live. Mm-hmm. And this does that. It continues to bring more high-end jobs to Clearfield, and that just brings up the value of all employees in the area.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, is relative to this particular one that we're considering the rezone on, for me it's important to note that as a standalone project, no, this would not be something that we would be considering on its own merits. It wouldn't be something that would be coming through in this type of configuration, but as part of a larger whole, And with the history and everything else that is with this, this becomes an expedient move to be able to allow some really good things to happen to our city very quickly, where this becomes a small part of a larger. But it wouldn't be something that we would come in and would be moving in that direction as a standalone project.
Nope, very true. Okay, well,
When I do want to recognize the amount of work the city staff and people put into this. So what I say here is not meant to degrade the phenomenal amount of work that's been put into this, because what's been pulled off is just mind-boggling.
and we're not there yet.
Yeah, yeah, and my mind will still be boggled further, I guess, in the future, but it's
Rumor
an
has it
impressive
JJ doesn't
amount of work.
sleep and doesn't need to.
Yeah. I'm sure that when people were hired to this, nobody told them that you're going to be dedicating your entire life for a couple of months to pull some major thing off, so.
How much more gray hair can you take? I think lots. So, you don't look like Scott yet, so you're good. You don't even look like me yet, so we're pretty safe. All right, if there's no other comment, I would entertain a motion on ordinance 2017-03.
Your Honor, I move to approve ordinance 2017-03, rezoning a portion of the property located at approximately 1250 South State Street, tax ID number 12-066-0137, from commercial C2 and manufacturing M1 to residential multifamily with a special purpose overlay R3SP. Authorize the associated development agreement with Clearfield Station Apartments LLC. Authorize the intersection improvement agreement with TGC Clearfield Station Apartments LLC, TGC, and authorize your signature to any necessary documents.
Second.
The second was a whole lot easier than the mouthful that she just had to give you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Requires a roll call, so Councilmember Peterson.
Aye.
Let's see, where do we want to go? Councilmember Roper.
Aye.
Councilmember Phipps.
Nay.
Councilmember Young.
Aye.
Councilmember Bush.
Nay.
Okay, that is a majority, so that passes by majority. Item number 3 is to consider approval of the reimbursement agreement for project improvements with Clearfield Station Apartments LLC, providing for a partial reimbursement of infrastructure costs that may benefit future developers. Again, we just finished covering this in our work session. Were there any further questions for staff in regards to the reimbursement agreement? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Your Honor, I move to approve the reimbursement agreement for project improvements with Clearfield Station Apartments LLC and authorize your signature to any necessary documents.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it's unanimous. And item number 4 is to consider approval of Resolution 2017 R-04, affirming the City Council reviewed the 2016 Municipal Wastewater Planning Program report for Clearfield City. And Scott covered this in our work session. This is our annual report that is done. Any further questions for Scott? Okay, seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
Your Honor, I'll move to approve Resolution 2017 R-04, or 04, affirming that the City Council reviewed and considered the Municipal Wastewater Planning Program report for Clearfield City and authorized the mayor's signature to any necessary documents.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Councilmember Roper?
Aye.
Councilmember Peterson?
Aye.
Councilmember Bush?
Aye.
Councilmember Young?
Aye.
Councilmember Phipps?
Aye.
It's unanimous. That is all that we had on the agenda tonight. With that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
We'll hit this and somebody's TV across the street is going on.
At least we know where it's at. My house, we're always looking